Hello, my traveling friends. This is the Tinker Mom back with more tips about how you can integrate education into traveling with your children. Today I'm going to start a series of videos about traveling to Walt Disney World Resort in Florida with your kids. And I'm going to start out today with something a little bit different. You know, one of the greatest gifts that you can give to your children is to teach them how to pack efficiently and how to manage their luggage while traveling from home through the airport and getting to their resort. So the actual travel portion of your trip where you're traveling from point A to point B. And there are a number of things that you can do to make this process a lot easier. The first thing I recommend is buying your children, when they are ready, a soft-sided, light, easy-to-roll carry-on bag. I found a couple of these suitcases a couple of years ago for my kids. They had a chance to practice at home how to roll it around. And from now on, the last time we traveled, my children were 7 and 5. They rolled their suitcases through the airport, and we actually practiced getting on and off an escalator while rolling your suitcase. They mastered that skill, and now that is something that they are going to have for the rest of their lives, and they'll know and they'll be very comfortable travelers, and they'll always know that they can do it. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, as you know, if you are traveling to Walt Disney World, they have a great service. It's called Magical Express. And what you do is when you are staying at a Disney resort, you get to register ahead of time. You get special luggage tags. And when you get to the airport, you check them in at your home airport. And that's it. You don't have to manage them. They just appear magically at your room in your resort a couple of hours later. And I've definitely used this service, especially when my children were younger and we needed diapers and things like that. But now that they're a little bit older, we only travel with carry-on bags. We don't use the Magical Express anymore, even when we're staying in a Disney resort. It makes our travel so much easier because when we arrive at the airport, I don't have to worry about lugging a big suitcase and checking it in. I check in ahead of time on the airline website, and our life is much easier and we are ready to go. So, what are some things that I recommend that you leave at home when traveling to Walt Disney World? Well, the first thing that I recommend leaving at home for the ladies are your high heels. I have never worn high heels at Disney World. Now, I don't wear high heels generally anyway, but what I recommend you take are wear a pair of sneakers, bring a pair of flip-flops. If you're going to a dress-up restaurant at Walt Disney World, like Victoria and Albert's, of course, this might change. You might want to bring a nice pair of sandals instead of the flip-flops. But definitely think about how much walking you're going to be doing and how comfortable your feet are going to be. Trying to walk around and having your feet hurt definitely will take away from how much fun you're having. So comfortable shoes, sneakers on your feet, flip-flops in your bag. The second thing I recommend you leave at home are paper books. If you like to read, download an ebook on your tablet and bring that. But I have found, even though I am a reader, I don't tend to read at Walt Disney World. Why? There's so much to do. Literally, we get back to our hotel room at the end of the day and we get ready for bed and we pass out. So we get a good night's sleep and are ready to go the next day. There is so much to do at a Walt Disney World resort. I don't find that I have time to read. On the other hand, I do use apps. I definitely recommend that you download My Disney Experience. And there are several other apps that are fantastic that'll make your trip easier that I'll put in my Pinterest list, which you can find on my boards at TinkerMomFT on Pinterest. But leave the books at home. Chances are you're not going to need them. If you do find you want something, just download an ebook onto your iPad and you have one right there that you can read without having to carry it in your suitcase. The third thing that I recommend that you leave at home, and again, this is mostly for the little girls or other children who like to wear princess dresses, leave the princess dresses at home. I see these little kids walking around in the parks with these stiff, heavy, hot princess dresses, and my heart aches for them. They look adorable, but they don't look comfortable. It can get hot, and those dresses are stiff, and they are not comfortable to play in. Instead, what I've done for my daughter is, in addition to her shorts, we bring a tutu or two. That's cute. They fold up nice and small. You can stick them in one of your packing cubes nice and tight. Also, if you want to, you can bring a plastic tiara, and actually they can be worn on the airplane so you don't have to pack them, and definitely will save space in your suitcase. And your child is on their way to Disney World. Who doesn't want to wear a tiara? I like to wear a tiara. So, oh, actually, there is one more bonus thing that I almost forgot. And I may get some criticism on this one, but it's plastic ponchos. I have been to Disney World over 30 times, and I have never worn a plastic poncho. Now, I don't tend to go in summer when it's hot, and I guess it rains a lot more in the summer. I tend to go more in the winter time because I usually take my kids out of school for a week to go. But I have found there's been maybe once or twice, no, that's not true, maybe 2 or 3 times, where I've been in the parks or walking somewhere and it starts to rain. What do? I duck into a resort. I go have a drink. I go on a ride. I go look around in a shop, and the rain passes. The rain showers in Florida are usually pretty brief, and I honestly don't worry about getting a little bit wet. It's rain. It's water. It'll dry. And I don't like the idea of having to carry a poncho around all day just in case I might need it, and also packing them in my luggage. I guess if I got really desperate, I would buy one at the park, have it as a souvenir, but I've never bought one, and I've never worn one, and I've never had a problem. So I suggest leave the ponchos at home. Don't worry about it. Just go with the flow. If it starts to rain, go do something inside. It's not the end of the world. You might get your hair wet. It'll dry. It's not a big deal. So finally, I just want to wish you all a great day, and thank you for watching. And until next time, best wishes and magical travels. Thank you so much.